Now, we're going to go from birds to dinosaurs, not entirely unrelated. When 10-year-old Teagan went for a summer holiday beach walk with her mum, she had no idea they were walking in the footsteps of dinosaurs. That was until she spotted 5 enormous footprints.
Yeah, now experts believe that the footprints date back to the late Triassic period, 220 million years ago. The discovery is part of a new BBC iPlayer documentary. I'm going to talk to Teagan and her mum in a minute, but first, have a look.
Right, where are these footprints? Are they off to the side over here?
They're over here.
Okie dokie.
Since Claire and Teagan last visited, the constantly changing tides have rearranged the beach. It means they'll have to search again for their potential new find.
This looks like the right place.
Are these?
Yeah.
Are these?
These were the little pockets that we cleared out.
OK.
Yeah. Yeah, every time the tide comes in, it covers it.
It's hard to get out.
Yeah.
Yes. So this looks pretty good. I think you might be right here. There's another one there. We're talking 1/2 to 3/4 of a metre between each one. These might be Teagan's footprints forevermore.
Amazing. Well, I'm very delighted to say we've got Teagan and her mum Claire with us now. Good morning to you both. And also from the documentary, we've got the paleontologist Cindy Howell, who's joining us from Cardiff. Morning, Cindy.
Morning, Cindy. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you in a moment.
Morning.
Well, let's start with both of you. So, Teagan, we saw a little bit of that documentary there. But when did you realise what you saw was something special?
So basically we went looking for like fossils down on the beach, and then when we went back to the car we thought we would go look at the dinosaur footprints that were found there before. So when we went down there we found them straight away, and we were taking all pictures, and then when we got back home we realised that the ones that we found were on the grey rock and that they were found on the red rock. No, we found on the red rock and they found them on the
So
grey.
you actually thought you'd found ones that had already been discovered, but you'd actually found new ones.
So how did you feel when you found out these were brand new, that you had made that discovery?
I felt really excited.
Yeah, and it must have been exciting for you, Claire, as well.
Obviously, when we got home and we realised that they were in a different coloured rock bed, I emailed Cindy in the museum, and it's kind of gone from there, really. She messaged us back saying they looked really convincing, and, yeah, it's been such an amazing experience.
So let's ask Cindy then, seeing as you got in touch with her. Cindy, how much of a sort of a jaw-dropping moment was this for you when you realised what had been discovered?
Well, this was great because these are footprints in a completely new area. As Teagan said, we know there are footprints much further down the beach, but these are the other end of the beach. We didn't know these footprints existed, so Teagan is the first person to have ever found these. They're totally new.
Any idea why no one had found them before? I mean, they're there, aren't they? They're there for anyone to see, or are they not there for anyone to see because they're covered up a lot of the time?
They are covered up an awful lot of the time. The beach, the rocks on the beach are very mobile. Tides cover things up, and for years on end we might not see anything. And the rocks they're in are very soft as well, so they erode very rapidly. So once these footprints are exposed like this, they may well disappear within a few years, and we'll have to wait for the next layer of rocks to reappear again and see if there's any footprints underneath.
And Teagan, now you have been interested in fossil hunting before, haven't you? What makes you love that so much?
Because I like seeing all the different kind of fossils and like what you can find, the different types and like how old they are. They're just cool to like find.
Did you find anything before?
Well, we found some really cool ammonites.
Yeah,
They're quite, you can see them quite commonly, can't you? Those...
And the bivalves, the ones that look like little shells and stuff, there are quite a lot of them down on that coast, on that beach.
But nothing compares to something like this.
It's on a whole other level, isn't it? So, Teagan, can you show people at home how big were these footprints, do you think?
They were about like this big, maybe.
OK.
Yeah.
So it was a dinosaur with big feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favourite dinosaur?
Probably the long-necked ones.
And this was a type of long-necked dinosaur, wasn't it? Well, let's find out from Cindy. Cindy, can you tell us a little bit more about the dinosaur whose footprints Teagan discovered?
Well, yeah, as Teagan says, these were made by one of the early long-necked type of dinosaurs. It's not a meat eater, it's a plant eater. They're very big, broad footprints, and we do have bones of one of these types of footprints from one of these types of dinosaurs that was found just the other side of the Severn Estuary. So we think this is probably that sort of a dinosaur. It's one called a sauropodomorph. So it's a complex name, but it's an early ancestor of the big sauropods like Diplodocus and Apatosaurus and Brontosaurus and that sort.
And how much does a discovery like this aid in the understanding of these creatures?
Well, it's great. They're not a new species at all, but it extends the area in which we know they exist. So it is adding to the area that, you know, we know that we've got dinosaurs in. So that's the exciting thing, is we didn't know that dinosaur footprints were in this area. They were reported 150 years ago, but no one had ever seen them. So this is proof that they were walking around this area at that time, 200 million years ago.
And not everybody is an ace dinosaur footprint finder like Teagan, but how much do you and the academic world rely on ordinary members of the public to actually bring things to you?
All the time. We don't tend to make finds ourselves. There are very few of us in the museum world. There are less and less curators all the time. We rely on the members of the public totally to do the footwork for us. The public are essential, and it's wonderful when people like Teagan come to us and say, we found something really special. It makes our lives so much easier, and it adds to our geological knowledge of what there was in the past here.
Teagan, how does that make you feel, hearing how important your discovery is? Speechless.
It's amazing, isn't it? We'll keep searching.
And you must feel so proud, Claire, to have discovered how much of a role she's played in furthering the knowledge of this species and this how rare this discovery is.
And hopefully it'll get other children and families out there looking and scouring the coast, so obviously safely, but yeah.
And how have you... Oh, sorry, carry on.
What did your friends say?
I haven't told many of them.
We're going to find out now.
So you've filmed a whole documentary, you found the footprints, and you filmed a documentary, but you haven't told your friends?
No.
So they're watching... well, hopefully they'll see you on telly now. What are you going to say to them? Yeah, wow. I bet they'll be jealous.
And Claire, how have you encouraged and developed Teagan's interest in fossil hunting?
I think it's just nice for us to spend time, like as family, out and about, just kind of exploring, and yeah, it's just interesting, isn't it? It's just lovely when you find something.
That's really important, isn't it? That lots of young children are fascinated by dinosaurs. It's one of the things, almost a rite of passage, isn't it, as you're growing up? But for a family it gives you that opportunity to get out into nature, doesn't it?
Get some fresh air.
And it would be useful to find out, Cindy, what is the advice for other families who want to make a similar discovery to what Teagan and Claire have done?
Well, do exactly what they did. They did totally the right thing. If you find something that you think might possibly be exciting like that, get in touch with your local museum, your local large museum. So national museums in Wales here, National Museum of Wales, in London, Natural History Museum, etc. And tell us what you found. Don't necessarily put it on social media, because then you get all sorts of weird answers and not necessarily expert answers.
Which is just what Claire and Teagan did.
So you're going to go dinosaur hunting again?
Yeah. Definitely.
You've set the bar high. Now you need to see if you can discover something else. Well, thank you so much for joining us, both of you. And Teagan, congratulations again on an amazing discovery. And now you can tell all your friends about it as well, if they haven't already seen it from on here. And Cindy, thank you so much for joining us as well and giving us your expertise on this.
You can watch Our Lives, the Dino Hunters, on BBC iPlayer right now.